guys, William from William Hayward Painter here, and today I'd like to tell you about a new project I'm working on that I'm very excited about. So, where to start? Well, firstly, I'll need to share some info about myself. I love movies, and I was thinking about what my favourite movie of all time would be. Well, that question's always a tough choice, but I'd say that my favourite film would be Ghostbusters, the 1984 horror comedy classic. It's a movie I grew up on. I saw it when it first came out on DVD. I remember I was about 7 or 8, and at that age I thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. I mean, what harm could it possibly do to a child? So the reason I bring up Ghostbusters is that I see that they're doing a new movie, and I think this will actually be the closest thing we'll see to a Ghostbusters 3. Just to give context, we had Ghostbusters in 1984, Ghostbusters 2 in 1989, and now the upcoming Ghostbusters Afterlife. Sony did reboot the franchise with Ghostbusters 2016 with a totally new cast, which I didn't enjoy, not particularly to do with the lack of quality, but the fact that a third entry in the series with the original cast had been in developmental hell for 30-odd years at that point. A traditional sequel in this franchise was long awaited, but did not come to pass due to the retirement of Rick Moranis and the death of Harold Ramis.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
A positive thing to say, though, is the fact that a new film is coming out in the franchise really revived my fond memory and love of Ghostbusters. And I'd like to respond to and explore this property as a creative person. But just before we get to today's topic of interest, I'll say that there have been some interesting takes on making sequel stories to Ghostbusters. We've got the 2009 video game, but also 2 iterations of a cartoon show. We've got the real Ghostbusters from 1986, and Extreme Ghostbusters from 1997, which leads me to the topic of today's video. Something Ghostbusters has done in the past, successfully or unsuccessfully, is have a new team of exterminators combating the paranormal with technology, effectively passing the torch from one generation to another.
The torch has been passed.
We're Ghostbusters now.
Your dad never mentioned this to you?
It's just my mom.
Saying that, it's important to note that Ghostbusters Afterlife reminds me of Extreme Ghostbusters in terms of continuing the concept and maintaining continuity within universe.
Rock and roll!
I remember when the Star Wars sequels were coming out, and I can remember people playing dress up at my local cinema, which I didn't do when those big event movies were coming out. But in anticipation of this new Ghostbusters film, I thought I'd purchase some replica ghost-busting equipment. And I'm still open to the idea, but I thought I'd go one step beyond. Being a fine artist, I thought that I would approach this problem with a creative solution. As I can count about 6 types of entry into this series, movies, shows, video games, there are naturally a number of different types of equipment: proton pack, trap, PKE meter, ecto goggles, and so on. It's easy to find stuff based on the movies online, but the version based on the show Extreme Ghostbusters, which I was hoping to find, isn't very obtainable, which is a pity. But then I thought, instead of buying my own, why don't I build my own? So guys, the new project I will be working on will be building a proton pack and trap, maybe more, based on Extreme Ghostbusters. It will be a rather different undertaking to the projects I've put on this channel so far, as this is essentially cosplay rather than making fine art paintings, although there is a transferability in terms of skill set here. And also the fact that I have done things like this before, when I was a teenager, to support making my paintings. So it's been a while since I've done anything like this, plus I've always enjoyed it, so this will be great fun. It will be a lot of work, it's an ongoing project, and I will put the whole thing here on YouTube for you to see. Now, it would be a long video if I collapsed the whole process down into one piece. So rather than uploading the whole thing at once, I'll try and upload them in these short, say, 2-minute sessions. Make a series out of this idea from step 1 to completion. Well, thank you guys for watching. This is going to be a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy watching me as I piece my Ghostbusters project together. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share and subscribe, ringing that notification bell to get notified on all updates that come through in the future, and follow my social media pages for all updates on those too. Take care, everyone.